I'd like to start this show with a good old-fashioned Donovan Edwards.
Sheesh!
So, Matt, I'm going to pass it off to you first. What player or players had you saying
Sheesh!
at the spring football game?
And boy, Mike, am I grateful for the return, even if it's just temporarily, of the sheesh. And of course, all the usual segments. You know, for those that aren't usual listeners, it's difficult for us to continue to find things to say sheesh about in the off season where there's not a ton of exciting things happening. So this week, my sheesh is going to go to big mountain man Kenny Grant, blowing up the middle, putting some great stuff on tape. Just made Gentry look like a poor little baby boy there, putting him on his back. Almost put JJ on his back accidentally, but just to see Kenneth Grant charge up through the middle like that, I mean, it gave me a tremendous breath of fresh air, especially after losing Mozzie Smith. So to me, that's what had me saying sheesh this week.
Kenneth Grant, number 1 overall draft pick in the spring game. You get a good old-fashioned Matt Hartwell.
Sheesh!
Well, I tell you what, I've got a few players to choose from. But since we're going to talk about several of these guys in some other segments, because these were like some top performers, I know that their names are going to come up later, so I'm not going to waste a sheesh on them yet. But there was one guy that when I was watching in person, I'll admit when I saw him, like in that first instance, I didn't know who I was looking at. You know, it's spring. A lot of these younger guys, you don't really know their numbers yet. You're not familiarized with them. So this guy is a sophomore, but we didn't get to see much of him last year. And I immediately, in person watching the game, my eyes gravitated to him because he looked big, strong, fast. He was hanging out in the secondary, and I had to do a little double take, like, who is that? And then right when I was doing that, I think it was Tuttle. Yeah, I'm almost sure it was that that first like ball that Tuttle like threw and it sailed, and then Zeke Berry. You couldn't really see it in the TV broadcast, but the amount of ground he had to make up on that to get that interception that sailed through the air. He jumped through the air, got a nice clean interception, first pick of the game, looking like he belongs in that secondary. Zeke Berry.
Sheesh!
Man, I'm excited. Especially like that was the guy that excited me kind of the most